My name is Bri Patillo, and this is Punk Postage. Last time I covered some key points about the history of the post office in the United States and how we got to where we are today. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, go check it out. I'll wait.
8 minutes later.
Okay, so in this episode, I'll go over some ways the USPS could change to improve its stability and financial situation. Guess what? This issue is so big, I'm splitting it into a third part. So stay tuned for that later. As discussed last time, the USPS needs to change in order to survive. There's currently no real grand vision for the future of the USPS, and no money to accomplish anything or adapt to changing environments. There are a lot of possible solutions, and they range from various changes and innovations to full privatization or socialization. There is no simple answer, but here are a few suggestions that I've encountered. Idea 1. Change policies and legislation so the USPS can make a profit. The USPS cannot change some of its current structure, policies, or practices without changing legislation which prevents it from doing so. Let's talk about a few policies that could change, and there are certainly many more than I can address here. Charging more for second and third class mail. This is junk mail, which makes up the bulk of what the USPS carries and businesses pay discounted rates on. Or it could charge for political mail. Currently, all political mail is carried for free. Either of those changes could help increase revenue, but could also lose its business with those entities. The USPS could close little-used post offices and remove redundant collection boxes, and this would help increase efficiency and save money. Although this is not a popular idea because no one wants to lose their post office or collection box. Cancel the burdensome PAEA retiree health benefits pre-funding mandate. A bill has already passed in the House that would do just that. The USPS Fairness Act next needs to be approved by the Senate. Change retiree health insurance to Medicare, saving the USPS money. Given some funds to implement money-saving upgrades, the USPS could buy its own airplanes so it doesn't have to pay airlines to transport mail. Purchase new electric mail trucks, which it desperately needs, and would equal less dependency on partnering with and paying other private carriers. It could update dilapidated facilities, which waste time and money. The USPS needs to increase automation. Though this would require a huge upfront investment, it would drastically improve efficiency and speed, thereby saving tons of money. However, this would not save money on personnel costs, which accounts for 70% of the USPS's expenses, because they would need to find other assignments for employees displaced by jobs lost to machines, as postal worker unions would strongly fight the laying off of any workers. Idea 2. Innovation. Changes in legislation could make way for innovation in the expansion of the post office and the kinds of services it offers. The USPS's mission is currently strictly defined by the PAEA as the delivery of letters, printed matter, or mailable packages. The USPS is not allowed to reimagine itself and change to keep up with modern times and to save itself. Freed from certain legislative restrictions, the USPS could diversify and offer new services, which would help it make more money and improve communities, ultimately helping it fulfill its core ideal of connecting the nation through communication. It could provide free or inexpensive Wi-Fi at post offices, create an online digital home base, a central platform that organizes your accounts and websites and provides an email app, reinstitute postal savings banking, expand to handle other state and local matters, such as the processing of traffic tickets, driver's licenses, car registrations, or hunting and fishing licenses, transform post offices into community information hubs, offering computers, internet access, and maybe even a coffee shop inside. Imagine going to one location for all of your DMV library and postal needs. Idea 3. Privatization. Sell off the USPS altogether to a private company. The upside to this approach is that the federal government would no longer need to manage it and its deficit. Whether it sank or swam would no longer be the government's problem. It would be freed from legislative red tape to restructure itself and its prices however it wanted. A private company could turn the USPS's infrastructure into a money-making enterprise. And other countries have privatized their posts to great success. Conversely, the cost to privatization could be a decrease in quality and quantity of services to people across the country. A private company could cut off delivery to anyone it likes for any reason, or it could charge different rates to different people in different areas of the country. It could cut rural delivery altogether or reduce the number of days of delivery. By making those changes, it would be going against the post office's long-held goal of delivering to every American household and business for the same low price. Mail delivery is essential in rural communities for all the reasons discussed in the previous episode. If the USPS was privatized, who would provide this service at an affordable rate? It is not a financially beneficial venture for any company. A private company could raise postage rates to the point of hurting small businesses or decreasing private correspondence. It could also hinder people's ability to pay their bills, since 18% of Americans pay their bills through the mail, a higher percentage than those who pay their bills online. Currently, privatization would require a constitutional amendment. The Constitution says that only Congress has the power to establish post offices and post roads, and there is no provision for the abdication of this duty. Idea 4, socialization. Make the USPS a full public service with complete government funding and support. This could be a difficult transition to make since it would require the federal government and American people accepting the post office as a truly essential public utility. There is historical precedence to support this idea, however. A congressional special commission in 1844 concluded that the post office had not been created only to generate revenue, but for elevating our people in the scale of civilization and bringing them together in patriotic affection. And the Postal Act of 1958 flatly stated that the post office was a public service meant to promote social, cultural, intellectual, and commercial intercourse among the people of the United States that should be supported by the Treasury, not its own revenue. Private companies such as banks and auto manufacturers have gotten government bailouts, but not the post office? Some private companies, such as gas companies or airlines, get government subsidies or can take advantage of bizarre tax write-offs. Shouldn't the beloved post office, which operates for the benefit of everyone, get some government help too? The downside to this idea is that the USPS would require a lot of money from the federal government, either through taxpayers or some other source. It could also lead to a decrease in competition and the re-solidification of the postal monopoly, which is something private companies have been fighting for a long time. I know this episode was filled with overwhelming amounts of information, but this is an important and complicated issue to understand, with no clear answers. Next time, I promise I will share the ways that you can help the post office. In the meantime, please contact me if you have any questions, especially if you'd like more info or resources about the ideas discussed in this episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And remember, collect stamps. Save the post office.